Good morning, afternoon, and evening, whichever time you're seeing this video. This is Jason here at New Dimensions Crystals and Reiki in downtown Brenham, Texas. And there's a lot of incense moving through the screen. Today is Wednesday, 8/9/23. And let's jump right into the report and tell you why you feel the way you do. Let's see. Let's talk about what this report is. This isn't a absolute guide to what you have to do because the stars or the sun are doing certain things. This is more of an explanation of why you might be experiencing certain symptoms or mental confusion or spiritual malaise. And I would experience this report like a weather report. If you have work to do, or you are working on yourself, or you are creating something for yourself and your loved ones in your life, this is like a weather report. Do you need an umbrella? Is there going to be high winds? Do you need to take a coat? What kind of shoes should you wear? How much water should you pack? All these kinds of things are really what this report is about. Not necessarily to give you trepidation or reasons not to do anything. It's just giving you a guide to how the energy fields that you are moving through are working. And of course, this could be interpreted that these are minor things that don't need to be paid attention to. But with the lowering Earth shield because of the polar shift, more of this energy gets in. So while in the past you might have gotten astrological reports that were vague or whatever, these are becoming more important because it's the energy and the layout for which you exist, and you need to pay attention to it that way. The main thing that messes with us is the star that is closest to us, and that's the sun. So let's jump right into that. The sun this week has been active like it's been increasing, right? We're at that 5.9 month increase, right, where it comes to a solar almost maximum. And so we're getting extra sunspots and CMEs and whatnot. So yesterday, you might have been feeling a little bit anxious, heart palpitations, higher heart stuff in between the throat and the center of the chest. We had a couple of minor CMEs hit. They were minor, right? So they didn't cause a whole lot of solar storms or geological electrical storms, right? So the northern lights kind of things. Might have had the internet or anything else be working slow, maybe had some upload or download speed issues. No big deal. That hit yesterday. There was also a minor CME off the backside, which still electrifies the Earth connection to the sun with extra protons, right? So we are experiencing today minor proton storms. So sort of expect a little bit of technological lag, maybe slow loading times that once it does, everything sort of goes on, right? So it's just maybe even connection slow parts. The only thing facing Earth today, according to the weather reports, is plasma filaments. And so those are sort of the dark spots that aren't coronal holes that are, and they can sort of release large things of plasma if they snap off in our direction. But those should be okay. The main thing that's happening in sort of solar and solar system weather this week is that reports came out over the last week or were made public last week. Who knows when they really came out? That Mars, like Earth, we talk about the Earth is spinning faster by milliseconds, right? Which you'll notice, right? It's sort of like you'll notice that your radio station has a little bit of fuzz in it if it has usual clarity, and then there's a little bit of static. So that's a similar thing to like if you're an electrical being and the Earth starts to spin faster, you'll notice a little thing like what's the word? I'm losing it. Oh my goodness. Static in your connection in your own energy field. And so we've already said that the Earth is spinning faster. So it came out this week that Mars is also spinning faster. So it means that it's a system-wide thing happening, probably because of the sun. And also the sun, they are measuring, I believe it was gamma rays. And so the brightness of the sun is even brighter than they thought it could be, or brighter than it should be. So the sun is getting brighter. So all of this energy that the sun is doing is system-wide, right? Not just our planet per se. And so that's just something to sort of pay attention to, that it is happening and not just sort of our instruments here on the planet or anything like that. The energy you're going to feel just because of the way this sort of spinning faster and extra energy and extra brightness is almost that feeling of uneasiness. Like if you're going on a trip and you've left home and you're like, did I forget something? Or am I going to get there on time? Or where am I going to stop along the way? All those little anxieties and hesitations that you get while traveling is what the solar energy is going to be doing to you this week. So pay attention to that. Jumping right into the stars, we are still currently under several retrogrades. We're under Pluto retrograde. And so Pluto retrograde is really going to be about assimilating or understanding your dark side or your hidden heart, so your shadows. A lot of people want to focus on this as like shadow work and things that you don't like about yourself or things that might not be pleasant for others to see about you, and working on that and calling it shadow work. But really, I think this is more hidden talents and revelations and understandings of the power that's really contained within you that's sort of been kept buried, not necessarily something that is dark as understood as negative. And so Pluto retrograde really sort of helps you unleash that hidden stuff and also move beyond your past experiences, right? So Pluto is helping you move past a pattern where your expectations of what's going on the planet or how people treat you, or even your ability to succeed or fail are going away because you have these hidden talents that can be better for you. Second one that's going on right now still currently is also Saturn retrograde. Saturn is really about creating an authentic occupation. What are you doing for work? Are you, even in your occupation, if it is your chosen occupation, are you being your authentic self in it? Or are you being something separate? So Saturn's going to really sort of help you put barriers or parameters around that, and maybe even sort of helping you, like, what can you do in your career, or what can you do with just your intention to sort of help the planet? And this is also about building recognition, not hiding your expertise, not hiding your talent, and accepting praise and accolades for what you do, right? You actually are talented and skilled, and somebody should recognize you for that, most specifically yourself, so that you can move forward, right? If you have all this hidden talent and you don't ever let anybody recognize you, well, then what good is it doing anybody? Neptune is also in retrograde. Neptune's about connecting to your inner self, and by inner self, I think this means more like higher self, right? The soul, which is driving the machine, and it's spiritual talents, right? A lot of us think that there's spiritual people and there's other people, and then there's maybe a mix of in between. But really, there is this understanding with Neptune, which starts to show you that you are the sort of spiritual being that has skills, not just empathy or the ability to be empathic, but also psychic, meaning that you can sort of see and understand patterns and determine a future out of that. And then, just the ability to meditate, the ability to breathe right. All of those talents are within you, right? You don't have to necessarily be a yogi or have a yogi to teach you all those things, that those skills are innate. And so you just need to encounter a guide every once in a while, maybe sign up for a breathwork class and sort of see and awaken that stuff within you. And sort of rediscovering yourself as a spiritual person, right? That even if you don't go to a regular religious or organization service, if you don't regularly have a habit of meditating, praying, setting manifestations and intentions, you are a spiritual being nonetheless. So you don't necessarily have to have all these things. So that's what Neptune's really sort of helping you with. Venus is in retrograde as well. Let's see here. Venus is in retrograde as well. And Venus is really about self-worth, right? Self-love. Venus is the planet of love. And so what do you really value yourself at? Maybe you give yourself an upgrade to that you're better than you think you are, and it's not conceited or narcissistic to think so. And if nobody's going to, if you're not going to praise yourself, why would anybody else? If you're not going to recognize the innate goodness within you, how would anybody else notice that, right? You wouldn't be vibrating with this self-worth and this goodness. So work on that with this Venus retrograde. And then Chiron, which is a small little asteroid-sized planet. This is really about releasing old patterns. And so Could be from childhood, they could be from past lives, but right. So patterns that have kept you stuck in maybe believing that you weren't good enough, right? So the Venus energy, that you should settle for a career you don't like. That was the Saturn energy, right? All these kinds of energies are sort of in combination underneath this intensified sun energy, right? So they'll be increasing that energy. And then, of course, we are here today on August the 9th. Yesterday was 8/8, which a lot of people associate with this thing called Lionsgate or Lionsgate Portal. Is it as big a deal as everybody makes about it? Who knows? It's not the end all and be all, but it is a particular alignment with Earth, the star system Sirius, and the sun. And it does have a particular alignment to Orion's belt, which a lot of people associate with Egyptian stuff, although we've seen the alignment of the three belt stars in the Great Pyramids, other places on the planet. So maybe it's always been a particular alignment that allows us to do stuff. This is in the sign of Leo, which is why it's called Lion's Gate. And so really it's about this time where your heart really becomes alive, right? Your heart is the driver of your energetic field, that your toroidal field that broadcasts around you. And alchemically, the sign of Leo is about the heart and the motor nerves that sort of make the body move, right? So this is a time for action and movement. All of these things in these retrogrades, right? The lion has all of these talents and these skills and is built. What is he's king of the jungle, I believe, is what we call the lion. And that's sort of like it's the peak predator, right? So there is no darkness, there is no malignment, there is no malady, there is no physical ailment that can master your spirit. And so the energy of Lion's Gate should really be giving you that sort of thing, that it's either something you can highly function with or something you can supersede and overcome. No matter what that is, according to the metaphysical understanding of the human spirit. So that's why we're in this sort of gateway in this window, and we have that alignment every August. So that's what's happening today. Tomorrow, we are still in the pre-shadow of, speaking of retrogrades, of Mercury retrograde. So tomorrow, Mercury and Mars are in a happy alignment that are really going to be triggering that you should be active in your communication, right? So if you've been not saying anything, beating around the bush, being unclear, hoping somebody would understand your thoughts, feelings, and emotions without expressing them, really Thursday is the day to sort of just, be clear, be blunt, but be kind. Don't be blunt and angry. And so pay attention to that on Thursday. Friday, nothing big is really happening. Saturday, we're moving into the Perseid meteor shower peak, right? And so you should look up and see that. I know here locally in Brenham, somebody saw Starlink moving through the sky. Also, the Perseid meteor shower go there. There are things flying in the sky that we don't know about that are probably human based. So pay attention to those things that might be more numinous, and maybe they're just for you, right? You don't necessarily have to report them far and wide, but maybe there's just a star in the sky that is moving through there for you. And take that as a good sign that you're on a synchronistic path and doing the right thing and working through all of these retrogrades to the best of your ability and being given a pebble to find your way even further down the path. Leads us into Sunday, which means we're Sunday. The only big thing happening there is we're halfway through Venus retrograde. So if you've been having relationship issues or discussions, or you've been wondering about relationships, all of that self-discovery or reevaluation of your current relationships, or anything to do with love and connection, we're halfway through that Venus retrograde. So the tension should ease, right? You should have more aha moments of what you want out of relationships, how to repair or reevaluate or recommit to the ones you're in, and really sort of live in that high potential of love rather than how love has gone wrong. And all of these is going to go along with the retrograde you're currently into, right? What are you as a deeply spiritual being worth? And then is that what you're getting from your current relationship, or is that what you've been expecting, or have you been settling for less than that? That's sort of the energy of Sunday. And then that is all of the energy that's really sort of affecting us this week from Wednesday to Tuesday. Next Wednesday is the new moon, and it's a micro new moon, meaning The moon is the farthest away all month it'll be, right? So it'll be a tiny new moon. It's not that much smaller or bigger when it's new or super. So closest or farthest, but it is an energetic thing, right? It's kind of like if somebody's in your personal space and not in your personal space, you can tell when somebody's moved too close. So that's just the same kind of feeling you're going to get with moon far away and close. So it's going to be a micro new moon in Leo on Wednesday. I'll talk about that next week's report. Of course, any of this stuff is making no sense to you or need some clarification, you can come by the shop if you're here in the Brenham area and talk to me, buy some crystals, get some incense, buy a candle, get some great personalized information on how that can help you. Also, you can sign up for any of the sessions that are available online at newdimensionscrystals.com. A lot of that is about realigning and removing some of the energy that you are having a difficulty integrating as an alignment or letting go of, right? As in a cleanse, like you've been holding on to old stuff that you can't let go of. Those kinds of things can be helped by energetic sessions that I do that you can sign up for on newdimensionscrystals.com. And of course, the easiest way, because you all have lungs and are still currently breathing, I'm assuming if you're watching this video, maybe it's labored and maybe there's some stuff that you have to do to make that easier for you, but breathing and breath and reorienting yourself according to how you breathe and the pattern and depth of your breath can really shift a lot of things. And so you could also sign up for one-on-one breath work sessions here at the shop. And of course, times being as tough as they seem to be economically, if you need to split that with two of you, so you can come and split the cost and do the hour-and-a-half one-on-one breath work, we can work specifically on things that y'all need to release or focus on and really give you a tool that you can take with you and breathe this rhythmic breath into your own homes and during your own days. I think that is all that is going on here, all that I have to say, and all that I have to offer. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Until next time, many blessings.